Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Anna Morphides with Many Hearts Counseling. And today is, I feel like I've lost count of the days, but if it's, we're on week 4 of post our 21-day workshop. And I believe if this is day 25, that's day 4 of our bonus round of working on our gratitude in order to continue to raise our vibration, in order for us to be in the measured emotion of gratitude, which in Hertz is riding just underneath the vibration of like pure unconditional love, which is about 700 or 600 human hertz, which allows you to be in alignment with the flow of life, which means we are able to follow the path of least resistance, and we are able to not be in suffering, not just be getting by, but we are allowing the flow of life to come naturally, and we're able to ride the waves as they oscillate, because life does oscillate. It's always going to be up and down, but we're going to be in an equilibrium. And equilibrium means in a constant state of being while that oscillation of life takes place. And the oscillation of life takes place due to the emotions that get triggered through our human experience, through our thoughts, which elicit emotions, and emotions are energy in motion, which create that oscillation. But we are going to have our true self be in equilibrium as much as it possibly can. So then when those oscillations happen, or like as Brian Weiss said, become that still mountain, the inside of the mountain, be so still, so no matter what hail, storm, crazy sunlight, thunderstorm, windstorm, anything that comes to sort of like take it off balance, we just remain still in who we are, because we are observing. We know that we are not our emotions, we are not our thoughts, we are the ones that witness our thoughts and experience our emotions. Therefore, we have choice in the thoughts that we want to hold on to. And because thoughts produce emotions, we are also in charge of the emotions that we want to hold on to. So we choose our thoughts to create our emotions, which is energy in motion. So if we pick positive thoughts to hold on to, they're going to create positive emotions. And that's our superpower as humans. So no matter what's happening around us, we're going to continue to be in this vibration, because we are kind of wired to experience life below the line due to the probability of the 5 predominant emotions in the first place. And it's not like they're good or bad, they're just emotions, right? We have 5 predominant emotions that produce our thousands of feelings: joy, fear, anger, disgust, sadness. Joy, fear, anger, disgust, sadness. So the chances are we're going to land in any of these 4 are way higher than landing in this one, just by probability alone. And I do remember taking a probability class when I was doing my bachelor's in biopsychology, and probability, it's like rolling the dice, right? Like it's you don't even have control over it. So the chances that we're going to land in one of these emotions, it's not in our control. But what we are in control of is how we show up while the dice lands on this or this or this or this. Obviously, we know what we're going to be like when we're in this. When we're in joy, we're obviously going to be joyful. But how do we handle things that trigger our fear, our anger, our sadness, and disgust? Like, that is when the true test of our human vibration comes into true testament, because are you able to keep that equilibrium, or do you go below the line with the emotion, or do you choose to see the positive in that experience that's bringing out the emotion in the first place, and think of the positives so then you can stay in your gratitude about it. Think of it in a positive way so you can continue to have positive experiences in your life. Because say even like today, it's Monday, it's been a long work day, and it's summer and it's hot, and then I get to come home, and it's, when the children are off school and they're teenagers, and there's messes everywhere. There's ramen noodle juice all over my bed cover, and like I have two choices now to be with that. I can totally spaz and freak out, or I can say I get to have a job, I get to experience summer, I get to experience another day, I get to have children, I get to have teenagers, I get to see another day. Because also, like yesterday, I attended an event and we were reminiscing about a dear friend that we lost a few years ago, that she was in our friends group and she did not make it past 38. So sometimes that brings me back into reality about the fact that or any of us, because we actually had a 40th birthday party for her in honor of her, even though she had gone at 38. The fact that so many of us were able to have a 40th birthday party, that sort of like really puts things in perspective. So that way of saying, I get to have a job, I get to have a steady income, I get to enrich my mind, I get to have a salary, I get to come home to children, I get to do laundry, I get to clean up, I just get to do things, as opposed to being like, oh my God, why do I have to do this, or why is this happening? Or like, I feel like ever since I started using that terminology, I get to do things, it's really shifted the way that I go about things like this that happen. And again, like first world problems, but we can only experience hardship and the conditions of the environment around us. So we cannot discount and say like our experience is any lesser than another person, or vice versa. It's whatever the action is that elicits that emotion, we're still experiencing that emotion. So my emotion of seeing this red dye all over my bed cover would be disappointment, frustration, disheartened, and then it can create thoughts such as, okay, how long is this going to take me to clean it up? And then it's already like past 7 and I wanted to do all these other things, but now I'm gonna have to spend time to do it anyways. Reframe the mind and be like, no, I get to have teenagers, and I get to see another day, and I get to have fresh bed sheets again. And if the stain doesn't come out, well then guess what? Then I get to get new bed sheets. Like I get a new bed cover. And maybe that's a good thing, because my dog has ripped up one side of it, so I always flip it on the other side. So maybe it's time for me to get a new bed cover. But all I'm saying is it's all about how we reframe the mind and experience things and or situations to shift the perspective. And I had a really powerful lunch today with a dear friend of mine, and she was very much in alignment with this perspective, because she was given to do a job within a certain budget, and in her mind what she would propose for her to do this job would be way higher than what this nonprofit organization came back to her with. But in her mind she reframes it not as if, oh, they're not seeing my worth or they're not giving me enough. She's reframing it as if like, I get to donate my time to these people, and I get to have this experience, and I get to have this opportunity, and I get to do what I love, and I get to help out this organization, and I am donating my time for a great cause, and I'm going to gain exposure and experience and an opportunity to meet other people and network, and potentially gain somebody else to be a client. So if we look at everything in this way, then life just becomes so positive, and that's the power of gratitude. And when we continue on that path just more grateful things are going to be coming into our existence. And like my dear friend was saying, sometimes when she thinks about things, they might manifest right instantly the next day or right within the next hour, or sometimes they might take a few months, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Just know that eventually it will manifest. Okay, that's too loud for my doggy. I'll let him in. Okay, so we're gonna continue on with day 25, Cue the Magic. Very much in alignment with what we were just talking about, how we can cue the magic just purely by controlling our thoughts, that control our emotions, that control our behaviors. And The Magic, the book, chapter 25 by Rhonda Byrne. Cue the magic. Life is playfulness. We need to play so that we can rediscover the magic all around us. Today's practice is Cue the Magic, being one of her favorite practices because it's a game you can play with the universe and it's a lot of fun. Imagine that the universe is friendly and caring and that it wants you to have everything you want in life. Because the universe can't walk up and hand you what you want, it uses the law of attraction to give you signs and cues to help you receive your dreams. The universe knows you have to feel gratitude to bring forth your dreams, so it plays its part in the game by giving your personal cues to remind you to be grateful. The universe knows you have to feel gratitude to bring forth your dreams, so it plays its part in the game by giving you personal cues to remind you to be grateful. It uses the people, circumstances, and events that surround you in your day as your magic cues to be grateful. It works like this. If you hear an ambulance siren, the magic cue from the universe is to be grateful for perfect health. If you see a police car, your magic cue is to be grateful for safety and security. If you see someone reading a newspaper, it's your magic cue to be thankful for great news. If you want to change the weight of your body, when you see another person with your perfect weight, it's your magic cue from the universe to be thankful for your perfect weight. If you want a romantic partner, when you see a couple madly in love, it's your cue to be grateful for a perfect partner. And do you know, sometimes when we cross that line of watching other people have what we want or we desire and we haven't gotten there yet, and then we cross from being jealous to being envious to being grateful and to being admirant of that experience, if you know what I'm talking about. Because I do feel, I know that strong, the word jealous seems to be quite strong, and I'd like to use the word envious instead, because I do remember years ago when I would feel envious of other people and what they had because I didn't know that I could have it, but now I know that I can also have it. So when we reach the point of watching other people have what we desire or what's on our vision board or what we want, and we are grateful for them having that experience, and we are in awe of witnessing that, and we celebrate it, that's your cue that you have flipped the script and now you're in your magic. That's your cue to magic. I'm sorry, I'm like mixing up my words. Our cue to magic. So if you want to have a family, when you see babies and children, take the magic cue and be grateful for children. When you pass by your bank or an ATM, it's your magic cue to be grateful for plenty of money. When you arrive home, it's your magic cue to be grateful for your home. And when a neighbor calls in to have a cup of coffee or you have wave them across the street, it's your magic cue to be grateful for your neighbors. If you happen to see one of your material desires on your list, such as your dream house, car, motorcycle, shoes, or computer, of course, it's your magic cue from the universe to be grateful for your desire now. When you begin a new day and someone says good morning, you're being given a magic cue to be grateful for the happy good morning. If you come across someone who is really happy, It's your magic cue to be grateful for happiness. And if you overhear another person giving thank you anywhere at any time, it's your magic cue to also say thank you. There are unlimited and creative ways the universe has magical cues for us to be grateful in our day-to-day activities. We can never misunderstand a magic cue or get a cue wrong, because whatever we think a cue is, we're right. The universe uses the law of attraction to magically cue us in, so we can always attract the exact cues that we need to be grateful for in that moment. Cue the magic has become a daily game I play, and with practice, I now automatically see all the magic cues the universe gives me, and I give thanks for every one of them. It never ceases to thrill and amaze me how the universe finds new ways to cue me in to set the magic of gratitude into motion. Wow, when I receive a phone call from a friend or family member, it's a cue to be grateful for them. When someone says, "Isn't it a beautiful day?" it's a cue to be grateful for the beautiful day. So to play the cue, the magic today, all we have to do is be alert enough to take 7 magic cues from the universe during the day and give thanks for each one of them. For example, if we see someone with our perfect weight, we say, "Thank you for my perfect weight." You can never do too much gratitude, so you can choose to do more. And if you want, you can even try to respond to as many magic cues in one day as you possibly can. If you've been following the daily magical practices over the last 24 days, you will have reached a point by now where you will be alert enough to notice the cues the universe is always giving you. One of the many benefits of gratitude's magical power is that it wakes you up and makes you far more alert and aware. And the more alert and aware you become, the more grateful you become, and the more easily you attract your dreams. So universe, cue the magic. So here we go. I have been following this practice that we did of writing out our, what did they prompt us to write out? 5 things that we want to manifest in our life. So I've written them down on a piece of paper, and I've been carrying it around in my pocket, and I look at it throughout my day, and I really embody that feeling of being in the state, like in Neville Goddard's teachings, being in the end state of that experience. So I embody the feeling of already have had the wish fulfilled, right? So I act as if I had it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I try to think and feel what it would be like if I would be this person that is having all of these written down experiences already just within my vibrational fields, my life. And along with this, I'm definitely going to do the cue tomorrow, and then of course when we wake up in the morning, we're going to say 10 things that we're grateful for that are existent in our life already right now, and focus on 5 that are about ourselves, so we can continue to reprogram our mindset to thinking and feeling so positive about ourselves that we don't ever have to chase or ask or need anyone else to tell us who we are and what we are, because each and every single one of us is special, is powerful, is meant to experience life in its fullest, is limitless, is worth to be loved, is good enough, is beautiful, is everything. All of us, each and every single one of us. And it's just conditioning in our childhood that sometimes deters us from that, because it produces an attachment style that does not produce those core beliefs that reflect thinking and feeling that way. But we are reprogramming our mind through neuroplasticity by continuing to create new neural pathways that release different messages, different neurotransmitters that have us feeling more good. And thus, by the law of attraction, never by the law of assertion, because nothing is ever forced into our life. We bring everything in. We continue to work on our gratitude In our mirror work, you're going to look at yourself every day and say, I love you, and what can I do today to love you more? And before you go to bed, you're going to try to think of the best thing that happened to you today, so you can stop ruminating about the things that went wrong for you today, so you can give yourself a chance to go into sleep in a grateful sort of way, so you can have a grateful experience while you're sleeping, and your body's going to feel more grateful, and you're going to wake up in a more grateful state, so you give yourself an opportunity to be in even more of a grateful state in the morning. So when you do your morning gratitude, it's like this beautiful path of continuing to be in a constant state of gratitude and staying in the flow of life to allow things in that were meant for you to experience. I love you so much. Thank you. I'm going to see you tomorrow for day 26. If you liked anything about this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, I would love for you to do so. I welcome questions, comments, concerns, criticism, anything. I don't care. I receive it. I love it. I love you. And I'll see you tomorrow.